Hey there, I'm Lee. I have borrowed all my friends' fire pits so I can do a review of the smokeless fire pits in the market. I originally bought the Solo Stove Ranger, but I later upgraded to a Breeo X-Series. I'm gonna tell you all about it. The main reason why I didn't like the Ranger was I thought my firewood, which is 14 inches long and pretty narrowly split, I thought that would fit in the Ranger, but it just doesn't. So cutting the wood in half is a real pain in the neck. I've tried to use a handsaw, it's a bummer. I use my chainsaw, it's a bummer. So I ultimately upgraded. But let me walk you through all the fire pits and I'm gonna talk about which one I think is the best in the market. So this is the Solo Stove Bonfire, about 19 inches wide, stainless steel, really good fire pit. This one is my neighbor's. They didn't buy the stand, but you can also buy a stand for that one. This right here is the Breeo Double Flame 19. So if you wanted to compare apples to apples, these two fire pits are the most similar in terms of features and in design. And then finally, this is the Breeo X-Series 19. So my boy Josh just picked up this Double Flame. The X-Series is mine. You can see I bought the stainless steel cover, which is a real thick piece of metal. And this has a really wide rim. It has corten steel, I think they call it, which is just as long-lasting as stainless, but it has a different look. So let me go ahead and walk through how I think about these different fire pits. I'm gonna talk first about quality. So the Solo Stove they're both stainless, but it's thinner. Like you can see this is just thinner metal. It feels tinny almost. Whereas in the Breeo is made of really thick stainless steel. Let me see if I can lift this up here. Take the grill off. You lift this thing up and it's just hardy, right? It's like, you feel like this thing's gonna last 100 years, where you think the Solo Stove just doesn't feel as sturdy. So with quality, I definitely give it to the Breeos. For the company, Solo Stove is made in China. Breeo is made in USA in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. You gotta give the company, the company score to Breeo for making their stuff in the USA. Cleanup. So if you look at the Solo Stove, they keep the fire getting air with this grate system, which is pretty neat. But the problem is the ashes fall through, and the only way to clean it up is to dump it on your lawn. It makes a little bit of a mess. It's kind of a pain. The other issue is it doesn't have a drain hole. So if you leave it out overnight without the cover on, you're gonna have water to dump out too, which is kind of nasty. The Breeos both have this X-bar system that keeps the air coming in from the bottom. You can just scoop this out with a kid's play shovel and it's totally easy. So cleanup definitely goes to the team at Breeo. The next one is the grill. So Solo Stove doesn't have grilling attachments. This thing is the bomb, right? So you can see it's super sturdy. It goes right into this hole here. You can also put this on the X-Series. And this is just wild, right? So we're gonna be making steaks, burgers, corn, veggies, all over the open fire. You can swing this thing out. So if you wanna have half of it be real hot and half of it be cool, you can do that. So that's pretty wild. The X-Series is actually made for like next level of cooking. This right here is a sear plate. It tilts in as it gets hotter. So you could put a burger on here, you could put taco shells, you could put shrimp, veggies. You can also put the grill in here so you could be searing and grilling. I don't really grill that much, so I'll just use a sear plate once in a blue moon. The thing I like about the sear plate is it actually contains the fire, so this fire is smaller. I put this on my deck really close to my house with some patio blocks under it. So I like the more contained flame. That's one of the reasons I bought this one. So when it comes to cooking, obviously Breeo gets the win there. The cover, so this was interesting. When I first bought the Solo Stove, I was pretty stoked on this cover. It's made out of like a plastic fabric, the kind of thing that you get on a boat, like a boat raft, like so really sturdy. It also has metal bars that makes it so the rainwater just runs off. So for a cloth cover, it's good. It's 50 bucks, but it's good. The challenge is this is going to look dingy over time. It's going to eventually fail. For $30 more, for 80 bucks, Breeo gives you this honking piece of steel. Like, look at this thing, right? It's the real deal. So I like this not only because of the longevity of it, but I also like how it looks. So I can see my fire pit through my sliding glass doors. And I like the look of this one way better than having a fabric cloth on top. So when it comes to cover, definitely give that to Breeo. Now with design, I had a little bit of a journey here too for myself, where I always thought these two fire pits looked super cool. I like the stainless steel look, it's kind of slick. But when I got the X-Series, that's where I realized this is the better looking fire pit. This Corten steel, I think I might have mentioned this, but it lasts the same amount of time as stainless, because what happens is it forms kind of a brown patina, they call it. It's like rust that protects the rest of the metal forever. So it's super corrosion resistant, but that two-tone look, I just dig that. So I'm gonna go for the Breeo on design as well. I also like that the branding is more subtle on Breeo. Like you have the Breeo name here. I think one of the feet says Breeo on it, on this one. So it's more subtle than Solo Stove, where you can tell that they get their marketing game on for sure. When it comes to the fire, I've lit all these up before. They're all pretty cool. They're all smokeless, so I'll do a separate video where we compare the smokeless fire pits to a traditional fire pit, just for fun. But they all have a great flame, so no difference there. So then the final thing is cost. And I did the cost with the stand and the cover, because you're gonna probably want both of those. The Solo Stove Bonfire comes in at $469. The Double Flame comes in at $419. That does not include the grill. And the X-Series comes in at $479. So if you're choosing between Solo Stove and X-Series by Breeo, I would definitely go with the Breeo X-Series. It's just a better looking pit, it's better quality, better accessories. I really dig it. If you were trying to save a little cash, the Double Flame's super cool. So if you want to have a little bit more budget to go for one of the grills, I mean, let's face it, this is really a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a fire pit, but we are, in the middle of a pandemic, so we'll be spending some more time outside this winter. So if I had to make a recommendation, it would definitely be the X-Series. Hope that helps. I definitely spent many hours on the internet trying to analyze this purchase, so maybe this will speed up some internet review time for you all. Thanks.